Hey, look where I am. I'm in Ocotepec, Morelos. And look what day it is. It's Dia de Muertos. My favorite day of the year. You maybe heard this before if you've been following my life in Mexico for all these years. This is Ocotepec, Cuernavaca, Morelos, Mexico. And it's Dia de Muertos. This is my 17th annual. I've never missed once coming to Ocotepec for Dia de Muertos. And I'll explain for the 17th consecutive year. Also, everybody wants to be on video. What happens here in Ocotepec on Dia de Muertos, it's the Day of the Dead, if you're not aware. And this, in Ocotepec, this is the apparently the second largest Dia de Muertos celebration in the country. They approximate that there are like 20,000 people who descend upon Ocotepec every day on November 1st to come here and view the ofrendas, the houses. What people do here is they decorate the inside and outside of their I'm all distracted. There's a lot going on. The inside and outside of their houses very nicely with cempasúchil, these flowers, and ofrendas for people that have died. And the idea, the concept is that this is the day that the dead have come back to visit their family. And it's not morbid, it's not scary, it's not sad. It's very happy, it's very celebratory. You can maybe hear some fireworks. A lot of people get drunk, there's a lot of eating, people give, and you just go into people's houses. They have their houses, as I said, decorated nicely. They're open to the public, you just go in. Sometimes you have to line up, sometimes you don't. And sometimes they give you food, sometimes they don't. Sometimes tamales, they give you ponche to drink, coffee, sometimes some kind of bread, baked goods, something like that. As you can maybe see, the traffic is horrendous. We parked way back there. I would rather walk this length than be stuck in a car. But and I'm here with Lily. I kind of forgot. Yeah. Well, you walk slow. And you've maybe seen how they call them sugar skulls. It's kind of mixed with a little bit of Halloween. Also, here's the first house with an ofrenda. That's a big line for this one. We'll and over. Ooh, this line goes way up the block. Ooh, there might be like 200 people waiting to go in this house. From what I understand, it's if somebody who's really popular, especially people in the neighborhood, will go visit the house with the ofrenda. So that's the long lines. I'm not sure if that's true. I think sometimes that's just the way it goes. So we'll start to find some ofrendas coming up next. This is another minging lineup to get into this church. We always go to this church, and I should say this is much later than we normally come. It's close to 9:30 now. We usually come here around 7:30 or something. There are a lot more people at this time than at that time. So there's the church, all done up nicely, and all the people are waiting to get in the church. What does this say? Lupe? Yeah, it is Lupe. And a nice night. I was expecting it. Had some cold Dia de Muertos nights before. I dressed a little bit warmer than I normally would, thinking I'd be outside for a couple of hours, but it's actually a very nice night. And the line goes both ways. I think we'll skip the church for now. Try to find one with a smaller lineup. These continue to be the longest lines, I want to say the longest lines I've ever seen in 17 years. And I'm not sure if it's because we're here later this year or because this is the real first, the first real post-pandemic Dia de Muertos. But there's this line to go in that one. And this line to go in that one. Usually you can find a couple that you can go right in with just a minute or two wait. Some of these they look like they're going to be 20-minute wait. I don't know. I think our record for waiting is like an hour. I think about 10 years ago we waited once for an hour. No, it goes around the block. No, let's go down here. Man, oh man, this is the longest lines ever, no? Yeah, it goes around the corner. Yeah. And I didn't mention, but we brought candy to give out to kids as we do every year. I'm eating a little bit. Lily's eating a lot. She's dying from the spiciness of the candy. What's the problem?
It's too hot, too spicy.
The watermelon candy is too spicy.
I'm ashamed for my race, I know.
Yeah, what nationality are you?
Mexican. Excuse me.
That girl's got a cool skirt. It's got skulls and pentagrams and evil kitties on it. We still haven't found one to go in. We don't want to make the commitment. Let's see the goods here. This is the famous pan de muerto. Some might say infamous, might wrongly say infamous pan de muerto, but it's not infamous. Lily said there's something cool over here. Let's see what that is. Yeah, that is pretty cool. This is on the street, the floor of the street, or just the street, I guess you would say. What's it made of? Beans? I don't know what it's made of. Yeah, but it is. Let's go take a look.
Sugar?
Is it sugar? That's cempasúchil?
Yeah, that's flower leaves.
And what's the black part?
I don't know. I don't want to touch it.
Taste it.
Yeah.
It's the only true way to find out anything.
I don't know, it feels like dirt.
Feels like dirt. I think that's a Red Hot Chili Peppers song. In 17 years of Dia de Muertoing in Ocotepec, this is a first. We're stuck in the pouring rain. And the power has gone out. The only lights are from cars. The electricity just went out about a minute ago. And it's raining very hard. We've taken shelter under this awning, so we're dry, but I guess this changes everything. I don't recall ever having rain. Now it's coming down even harder. We may have had a little bit before, but nothing that made us take shelter like this. Very different. The rain was brief and it scared off the crowd. So we're finally going into the first ofrenda. And they've got this beautiful electrical display here set up. It's very lovely.
Hello, my friends.
We'll get up there. I spoke too soon. We got in here and pouring rain again. We'll take a look. At least we've got shelter here. So here's the first look at an ofrenda. And it's supposed to be the idea is you put out all the things that the deceased enjoyed, so when they come back on this day they can have everything. And it's always the same stuff. Potatoes, Pepsi, it's usually Coke. I see Corona, tequila, some fruit. I see a basket of tortillas here. And there's the deceased. Here he is here.
Años que de sentencia me den, con gusto voy mi delito a pagar, pero antes quiero vengarme también del que me hizo criminal. 20 años que de sentencia me den, con gusto voy mi delito a pagar, pero antes quiero vengarme también del que me casó el con una reja famosa, la boda la celebraban, allá por la numerosa, la boda la celebraban, allá por la numerosa. Estaban en el estrado, cuando yo los pilotes, estaban en la luna, cuando yo los pilotes, pidiéndole a su paipán, no dado pero comprado por su dinero, hasta se quitó el sombrero, y dijo a mis compañeros, hoy se casó en la coche. Guacán el norte, va cruzado, tengo varios pasaportes y volar a los caballos. Rondería con el mundo y el volante.
Now we're trapped inside an abarrotes. It's pouring rain. It's been raining now for, I think it must be over an hour at this point, on and off. It stops and then you walk for 2 minutes and it starts to rain again. We seek shelter. This is becoming a bust. Not a good night. And we've only seen that one pretty crappy ofrenda so far. Some classic Mexican food here. These are gorditas de nata. This is the church. The church is, this is a different church than the one in the beginning. This one is always open. I think the church, it's covered in scaffolding in the front, so it's closed. There's like a separate little place here to the side we'll check out. It seems that the rain has chased everybody away because we're back on the street now that we started on, where that church was, that you almost couldn't walk on that street. It was packed. And now there are, I said we'd come back to try this church again later, and that's what we're doing now. You can see there's really nobody here. So here's the church. It's always it's a tradition to come to this one for us. We're walking back to the car and we found this one. I told Lily if we see any on the way back to the car that didn't have a line, we would go. We saw this one when we were first arriving and it had a huge line. And now there's nobody here. I think that's a combination of the rain and the time. It's now, what time is it now? I don't know. It must be 11:25. This is only our fourth ofrenda and only the second house. So we saw the two in the church, that very weak one, and this one. This one looks pretty good. Very bountiful. What is this giant thing here? Oh, it's a pan de muerto, a big one? That's enormous. What do they do with all this food?
I have no idea.
There's a big pavo, a big turkey. And mole. That's it. The end of a kind of, would you say, disappointing night? Kind of a disappointing night as far as Dia de Muertos goes. It's always my favorite night of the year. I'm not sure if it was this time. It got off to a bad start. We were late. I was waiting for Lily. She was half an hour later than she was supposed to be. She had something to do. And then I like the crowds. It just sucks that we couldn't commit to a line. We're at the car now, parked beside this beautiful rock pile. It's very lovely at this time of year. And so the rain, it was nice to see the crowds again, because the last couple of years with COVID, there have been people here, but not like this year. So I guess we'll wait and see next year. So from Ocotepec, Cuernavaca, Morelos, that's all for Dia de Muertos 2022.